Hi, I am Karen from iFixThings, and today I've been waiting to do a project. I had to do a little bit of research because it's a little bit of a stretch for me. I have a fixture here in the kitchen that utilizes fluorescent light bulbs. And I don't know if you know this, but after a while, you'll have these fluorescent light bulbs that'll start flickering when you turn it on, and then after a while, they just don't even come on anymore. Well, the main reason for that is that little black box. It's called a ballast. And they're easy to change out. You can go onto Amazon or eBay or one of the big box stores and buy a new one for anywhere from, $20, $30. Sometimes if you're lucky, you can find a $15 one. And that just bothered me because I really want to go to LED, since LED is a longer lasting bulb, as well as it uses less power. So after doing a bunch of research, I found some LED bulbs that I can put into this fixture, but it requires a bit of a retrofit. First things, it needs for you to take the ballast completely out of the circuit. And just for those of you that aren't familiar with the ballast, in these kind of light bulbs, you just can't turn on the power and it starts. A ballast kind of stores juice a little bit, similar to a capacitor, and it's a startup. It's what starts the bulb glowing. So they hold electricity. When you handle these things, you got to be super careful. And again, here's my big old honking disclaimer. This is something I'm doing for myself. You really want to leave this to the professionals, especially if you're going to be working with wires. Now, I made sure to not only turn it off at the switch, but I went ahead and turned it off at the breaker, and then I double checked with a meter to make sure there's like no electricity going to that bad boy. But again, this is, if you're wanting to follow what I'm doing, this is at your own risk. This is something that I'm doing for myself, and I figured I'd show you how I went about doing it. I just got the LED bulbs in the mail, and I'll show you what I'm going to do. So here we go. So basically what I'm going to do is take off the black and the white wires. I'm going to hang on to these. Whoops. I'm going to hang on to these wire nuts, save them for later. And then I'm just going to cut this out because we're not going to need the ballast anymore. I'm going to cut the yellows, right here closer to the ballast so that I've got a little bit of long run. And I'm going to do the same here. Cutting them close to the ballast so that I've got, a lot of playroom. And then I just need to take this off. Alrighty. While I'm up here, I actually want to take this whole fixture down because I don't know why the ground wire is not coming out of here. So since I've got it all apart, I may as well explore and take a look inside. I have a bad feeling about this. I can just see it just dropping right down. That'll be fun. So I ended up finding the ground wire after pulling off the fixture from right here. This ground wire had been shoved up into this little cup. Probably has an official term. So what I'm going to do is take a little bit of time, straighten this out, push them together, and then send them through the fixture so that I can make sure that the fixture is properly grounded. And there you go. Now to figure out how, with only 2 hands, to get that fixture back up there. Yes. All right, that's all I needed. All I needed was a big old honkin' C-clamp, just enough to hold it in place while I find the previously made holes. So now what I need to do is take that ground wire, put it on the little green ground nut right there. I'm going to strip these wires so that I can wire nut everything back together. So I'm going to go ahead and take some time to get this ground wire wrapped around that and seated properly. You won't be able to watch me because this kind of drops down. Sorry about that. So the ground has been appropriately seated. We're then going to take these yellows and wire nut them to the white. See, here's the white. And then it gets nice and tight. And what I also like to do, just as an extra safety measure, is take some electrical tape and wrap it around that joint. It's probably the type A in me. Now you're going to take the black wire and bundle it all with these guys. And again, a little bit of electrician's tape. Not that I'm an electrician. Okay, now we want to put this here shield back up, which sort of covered all this messy. All right, let's try that again. All right. Okay. Now for the big test. Alrighty. Time to turn on the breaker and see if it works. Ta-da! It works! All right, so I got it to work. That wasn't so bad. It took a little bit longer than expected because I lost one of my screws. You know, sometimes you can experiment with a thing. My biggest caution is working with electricity. So if you don't know that it's completely off, don't do it. And again, this is what I do for me to make sure that I can sort of repair things around the house. The big disclaimer is don't do it unless you know what you're doing, because there's a lot of danger involved with live wires and so on. But I'm Karen from I Fix Things, and it's kind of fun to try a project and see if you can fix a thing and save yourself a lot of money from having the electrician come out. Anyways, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.